gas, my whole crew I help with. I want mine in cash, want it all, I'm selfish. Never gave a fuck, I'm bad, I cannot help this. Caught up in my ways, counting days till I'm fucking out this. Whoa, roll up 20 deep, little homie, belt it snap. Like whoa, put 100 down and put us on the map. Like whoa, y'all ain't even know the place I had to go. In my soul, lost a part of me, but I won't lose control. The gas, my whole crew I help with. I want mine in cash, want it all, I'm selfish. Never gave a fuck, I'm bad, I cannot help this. Caught up in my ways, counting days till I'm fucking out this. Whoa, roll up 20 deep, little homie, belt it snap. Like whoa, put 100 down and put us on the map. Like whoa, y'all ain't even know the place I had to go. In my soul, lost a part of me, but I won't lose control.
Hey guys, what's up? How are you doing? I'm Igor Lanex, and here we are again for another Gamer Nation episode. As we know, Gamer Nation is your global gaming podcast telling the stories of talented esports personalities. And today we're gonna have the honor of having Bolu, the legendary former NA captain of the successful Tribe Gaming. How are you doing, man? What's up? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great. How about you? Doing great.
Doing good. Yeah, you look very comfortable, and I like it.
Yes, of course. This is my comfortable spot here. I'm like, just right chill all day.
Fantastic, man. It's so good to have you here. As we all know, you are such a legend in the game, and you have achieved a lot when you're playing and being the IGL of your teams. So I'm very, very glad to have you here. I'm sure folks gonna bring up some nice questions in the chat. So to begin with, I think the most obvious question is gonna be, how does it feel to be out of Codm these days? How's your life going? Because for us who are still in the game, it feels forever since you retired. But like, because the game changes very fastly, as we know. But like, it's been just 7 months, right?
It's been, I think, no, more than 7 months. It's been
More?
one year and a half at least.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, actually, no. I played in August, I think, or no, not August. Like, I was playing like in the other team, but I wasn't like playing at all. I was doing other things. But like I feel like no, I forget. I did play in January of last year, not January. I forget when I actually played it. I need to think. I need to remember.
I think your retirement post, I think it was from
It was in
September.
September. Yeah, September. But even before
Yeah.
that, I didn't play for 3 months before that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah, it's been a long time, I would say. But yeah, but what I've been doing has been since January of 2020 or fall of 2022. I've been playing tennis for my university for now already 2 years. So I finished my second year about 2 weeks ago. So just was training tennis every day, 3 hours a day. Going to university, trying to get my degree and going for a master's degree. But
Cool.
yeah,
And that's all in America, right? We were talking before in the backstage. You're living where are you living here?
so now I'm still living in America. Yeah, just same place. Maybe doing some internship in California maybe this summer. We'll see. But
Nice.
working in different things, definitely not COD Mobile related. But definitely it crosses my mind a couple times thinking of Call of Duty. And
Yeah?
after like
Do you still watch anything from Codm, or you're totally like not anymore into the game?
so the two things I watched was when I was in Miami in January. Little B actually texted me saying, "Are you watching World Championship?" And
No,
I
I
said
am,
no.
yes.
But then
Oh.
he texted me when
Uh-huh.
the Seminole team lost, and I was actually
Oh, I see.
surprised by that. I was actually playing in tennis as they were playing that match. I was playing tennis on the court in South Beach, and I was like, okay. And then the next time I watched was the Q9 team winning that Masters tournament. So those are only the two matches. Well, actually, I didn't watch any of the matches. I maybe only watched like some highlights. I've never watched any of the full games. But like I see the results. Like I'll see on Instagram like people posting from like Lucas in and those people I still follow. So they're posting like results, and I see them when I'm on Instagram.
Cool. Yes, yes, man. It's nice to see that you still remember stuff. Like you still bring up some
Yeah, of course.
some good like kind of tracking on that. And yes, I mean the game has been changing, and I'm gonna tell you this. Yes, we have been just seeing like many nice new teams coming up since half of last year. So I need to ask you, like, overall, like, what do you most miss from Codm? Because you've been out of the game, but like, you still have the chance to check on some of the players' socials. Is there anything you really like miss on Call of Duty Mobile as a whole?
I miss being the best in something. That's what I probably miss. Miss playing with good guys. Like playing every day, like with players who want to play with you. What else? I mean, I can say I miss it, but like honestly, if I went back into that, I wouldn't like it anymore. I think just I feel like not really playing for like 1 year. Like I realized like I'm already. I feel like I'm getting much older. Like I don't know. Like I feel like back then I was much more determined to win so much. Like I mean, those 3 years from 2020 to 20 or 2019 actually, if you think about it, 2019 to 2022. Like I was just so infatuated of winning. I was doing whatever it takes to win, and like for me, like it looked like for me, I felt like looking back, I think I was a bit crazy like that. But I achieved everything I wanted to achieve, and like I miss certain things, yes, and there's also a lots of things I don't miss.
Of course.
Um,
Yeah. So would you say, yeah, because you've had a very interesting arc from going from being like a regional champion on 2020 to hemispheric champion on 2021, and then on 2022 you finally went to being like a world champion. So how was that all for you? That's a very interesting and rare arc, right? You managed to do that. Not many accomplished that kind of
Yeah.
achievement. So how did it go for you? How did you feel? Do you feel the closure of like having reached the top and etc.? You didn't feel challenged anymore. What would you say about your history on Codm? What happened?
So like the first year in 2020 when we won that against like Exit, like when COVID happened, like we would have won this world championship like 100%. Like I think most people would agree with that. Like, and I feel like we were robbed of that opportunity. Like we were the most prepared team. So like in my brain, like I'll count this as like we won this tournament. Like even though we didn't play this tournament, like we would have won this tournament 100%. I don't think any of the teams would have challenged us. And then for me, I was like I was like robbed this year, so I was like I want to like my goal was to be a world champion in something. And
Yeah.
from being a tennis player like my whole life, like from age of 6 years old, playing to the age of 17 every single day, 6 hours a day, like and like not becoming pro, like kind of like bothered me. So I wanted to like become like I don't know world champion in something, and I decided to play video games. Ironically, like if you ask any of my like tennis friends, they're like, "What? Like playing video games professionally?" And then in 2021 they had still COVID, so like it was only split in half, like the Westerns thing. Um, and when we won this, like it didn't bring me like satisfaction because like I can't call myself like world champion because like half the teams played, you know. Even then, I think this team in 2020 we would have won this tournament also if it was like world championship on stage. This team would have won. Like it was like I can't say we would have won, but we would have been the favorite to win by a fair margin. If you watch the 2021 like Western tournament, like
Yes.
we dominated this tournament like even before we went to this tournament, we didn't think we would win this tournament. But I remember after we played the first team Navi, like we were like, man, these teams are not good. I'm not gonna lie. Like so we're like after that match we won against Navi like 3-0, we're like like we're gonna be fine. Like we're gonna win this. Not gonna win, but we're gonna be okay. Like we have a high chance of winning. And then 2022 finally like it's like an actual stage thing, and yeah, after we won this tournament, you can say like it felt like I completed my dream of being world champion in something, like already winning everything for 3 years in a row kind of like not demotivated me, but I feel like I had to do other things also, like because you're spending so many hours playing these games, like at the same time like I wanted to like finish university, and I didn't want to pay like tuition for my university, so I just obviously I was good enough in tennis to come back and play at the Division 1 level, so I just contacted the coach and said like I want to come back to tennis, and I don't have to like I'm going to university, don't have to pay anything, so that's like my ideal. Saving $25,000 a year I think is more practical, and also getting my education because I'm not going to be playing Call of Duty till like I'm 30 or something, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just for me, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And what about your beginnings, like on Codm? I want to know that. I want to explore that a little bit more because I think many of us got very used to seeing you playing for Tribe forever. So, like before Tribe, you want to tell us about your beginnings? How did you begin, like competing into a very high level in the game? Which squads did you defend before Tribe, or like what can you tell to us about it?
Like how I originated playing video games, like my first competitive game, like how the
Yeah,
story.
even like on Codm, your first large team was Tribe, or did you
Like
defend?
my Codm live. So like my first team that I started making money was in 2019 when I was in a team called Matrix. It was like me, Nero, Shadow, Little B. Godzi was in this team actually, and a guy named Legacy. And I think I don't know who's watching, but the people I don't know if people remember those, like the first tournaments that like Bobby was hosting, like the Omen Challenger Series or something. Like our first big tournament came from like winning the first one of them. We beat the Singularity, the team with like Tectonic, Robalo, High, like those people. Like I forgot that team already, but that was like my first big team. That like I left my old team. It was called USSR, like which is a team like Soviet Union team, like kind of funny name. And I kind of left this team because I wanted to like progress through my like career. I guess you can say like career. Unless career sounds stupid, but like, progress like to better teams. And then yeah, then Tribe came in and they asked Little B to like make a team or whatever, and he asked me like Nintendo Com, and I'm like, all right. And I said, well, if we're gonna make like a team that's gonna compete to win, like we need to bring in Nero and Chalice. Like actually, Chalice wasn't even in our team. Chalice like on unknown fact at that time. So like, I told him. I forgot. Me and Libby had like an argument or something. Like it doesn't matter. But the point is like Libby came in wanting to make a team. It was me, Little B, Nero, Chalice, Peck. At the time, it was like an 8-man roster because they were like trying lineups, and I was like, "This is so stupid. Like we don't want to play with those people." But it was like Vitaly, Gramps, and I think like someone like I don't know if Orange is on the team, but anyways, like the team filtered out, and like then the 2020 team was built. But that was like my beginning stages of like going to Tribe and from Matrix to Tribe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, those guys were with you in the beginning, and I want to just say hi to everybody who's coming up and beginning to be in our chat. So hi Nami, hi Decio, hi Gohan, Angelina, some folks from Brazil, some folks from out of Brazil. Hello T1, nice to have you all here. Bolu, you were talking about these guys as we were just saying, like Childs and Nero and Little B. And it's interesting to see how these guys were with you then in the beginning, in another game, as you were telling us and talking to us now, like 2019, and then you guys moved into a Tribe on 2020, right? So apparently you guys all moved together to Codm.
No, this is during the Codm stage. Like this is while playing Codm in 2019. But
I see.
Yes.
Oh, already on Codm.
Yeah, you're good. Don't worry. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, nice to know. And then some of these guys, they of course they were playing the game, etc. They did not keep moving on the game, and because after that we could see new names coming up. And I think it was when you first played with Tectonic, right? I'm assuming Tectonic came to the game like 2021, and he's been like a
Tectonic was playing since the beta stage of the game. He was playing for a while. Like
okay, cool.
He also joined this team, the first Tribe. He joined this team later on because he was playing for Nova, and we brought him in after he decided the team was worse than us.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. I see.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I was trying to say that he joined with you on Tribe, and like you guys had a very successful run, right? And then after that, it's interesting to see how you guys got back to playing together in 2022, I guess. So how does it feel for you having all these talented guys alongside some of the other new partners came along the way, right? Like Jazz and I think it was Marshy playing with you. But what would you say like about having these teammates? How important they were to your achievements?
Yeah, of course they're very important. It's a team game at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean Tech and I mean they're all Marshy, Jazz. Like I mean I've teamed with so many players. Like I can say all only positive things about each one. I mean, in what for since 2019 to 2020, I had like I had 4 different teams with basically all different players. Like
Yeah.
so that's one like thing about me that's a difference. Like I've won with every new lineup. So
Yeah.
but it's just how it is. Like lineups change. I mean, what can you do? But every player I've teamed with, I can only say good things about their like level of skill. Like that's why they're in my team. Like because we're planning to win everything, right? If you're in a winning team, everyone obviously is going to be good. Like, yeah,
Cool.
I mean, I can only say positive things. Like, I mean, if you're asking like for like how are those teams made, like that's a whole different like,
Yeah.
conversation. Like we could talk about 2 hours about this, like how each team was made, like But
Yes. So are you still in touch with these guys, or you guys don't talk anymore so much since you're being out of Codm and all?
no, I don't
How
speak
does it
with
go?
any of them out
Okay.
of Cod Mobile. The only person I speak once in a while with is Roland, Little B.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, it's like tough. Like for me, like with these guys, like we don't like we're all like obviously great players, but out of the game, like we don't have many things in common to speak about. So like at the end of the day, like those type of friendships like slowly fade. Like I have obviously we're like on good terms with everyone, but you don't speak with people that you don't have much in common with, right?
Yes, yes.
So that's just how it
And-
goes.
And over time, like, would you say it became harder for you to get ready for the matchups or to stay in the top? When you look at your gameplay level and the team gameplay level of like from 2020 to 22, would you say that was becoming harder since the other regions were like getting stronger and all? How did you feel that over time, or
Like-
was the same for you? Like,
Are you asking like if the teams are getting better year by year?
if they get by getting better year by year, they were increasing also your workload. Did you feel you needed to do like harder work to stay on a high level? How was it for you?
No, it's actually the opposite. I did less. We did less work. I remember.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
So like, I'll give you the breakdown. So in 2020, that team was with Zim, like the coach. He was like having us play like way too much, like 4 or 5 hours a day of playing, like which I was okay with. Like obviously, like if I wasn't okay with, I would be kicked off the team at that time because the coach was making all the decisions. And I honestly, like for me, like I have different way of thinking. Like for me, I always thought like if you like 2 hours of like efficient practice is better than 6 hours of just going through it. Because when you're playing Call of Duty, like you're getting tired very easily. Like you can only play like this, like maximum at your best 2 hours, and then after that, like you can't perform at a high level. Like your performance just goes down, and then the practice just becomes useless. Like that's the thing I incorporated in. That's like my mindset I incorporated after when we had the band Envy team in Paris. That team.
Yeah.
And even with when I left that 2020 team to make my own team with Saizu, Jez, Aflo, Slothy, like we just decided to play less, like but more effective practices. So I think, like your question is, if we had to train more to play better teams, the answer is no. Like in 2022 when we were playing, like we were only screaming in that year, like maybe 2 hours a day maximum.
Wow.
Some days maybe 3.
Okay.
It's not because like we wanted to play more. I just think that for me, like it was better for our team to play less obviously, like players would individually do things outside. Like they would VOD review. Like I remember Tekken Big or VOD reviewing stuff. But for me, I thought it was best to only play 2 hours a day because at the same time doing this thing, I was going to university, which I mean honestly didn't really affect me. But I just think that even like if other teams are listening to this, like maybe take this advice. Like if you have short efficient practices, it's better than long practices of getting burnt out. Because when you're playing, for example, like in tennis, it's kind of hard to play 5 hours straight. So you have your morning practice, which is 1.5 hours, and then you have where you train hard because the body will get tired after playing 5 hours. Imagine playing tennis, moving like this every back and forth for 5. Your body can't handle that, and your performance is going to dwindle. So you train maybe 1.5 hours in the morning, and then an hour and a half in the evening, and then late evening you do 30 minutes of stretching. So same thing with COD Mobile. Like I thought it was better for our teams to, or my teams to play in shorter increments, but more effective practice. So
And
when we play,
how were this practice that you're defining? Like now I'm curious. I need to know how do you define an optimum training, like a smaller session, like you're saying, like just 2 hours. So what was the composition of it? What did you guys do to maximize this time, window?
well, to maximize the time, you have to treat the matches like you're playing in the tournament. So that's the best way to get better in like your team is to treat each match like you're playing like a tournament. But obviously, like your brain can't do that every single day. So like when I was playing, like I was treating like these matches like it's a tournament. So like when you go into the tournament, you're not like feeling nervous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing in tennis. Like you can go to do this method in any sport. Like in tennis, when you're playing practice matches, you gotta treat it like it's a real match. So when you go into the real match, you have experience, you know what I mean? And then once you play the real matches, like then you're like confident in winning. And I think also back then, like 2 years ago, for like North American scene, there was like, I don't know if there's a lot. I don't see a lot of tournaments now, but I think back then we had like a tournament every 2 days. So like, I don't know if you remember that. Like in this scene, like there was like,
I do.
Like Mi 6 League or something. Like
Yeah.
There was always some other tournament. I don't know if Mobile Mayhem's still a thing, but that was like four days a week because we were playing North America and Latin. Like, so you're playing a lot of reps in matches, and then you're playing a lot of reps in scrims. So that just makes your team only better. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice insight, a nice way to look at it, because many teams they feel the need to work more on the backstage, and then they're gonna perform whenever it's the time to really do well. Some others do, like you're saying, like always playing on a big stage, so that's how they get used to the challenges. And especially the Asian teams, the Chinese teams, I think they have embraced over the years, like, this pressure level and playing always on the stage, playing always in a high level competition. That's how they're gonna excel. And it's interesting to see how you look at it, because the way you put it, it's very, very, I would say, interesting. You said that you need to feel that the practice is like a real competition. So you're basically saying to us that you never felt nervous. When was that you felt like a little bit shaky or
nervous?
You never felt it?
I need to remember. It's been a while. Let me think of like some moments.
Of course. Yeah.
Like when I felt like the team was about to lose. Like, what do you mean? Like, there's there's lots of definitions of nervous. Like,
of course. Yeah.
Nervous, like meaning like, I think everyone's gonna be a little bit nervous playing. Like,
yes,
but like nervous, I think like where I felt like the team was gonna lose. I've never had this feeling playing in the.
I guess what I'm trying to say, like what I'm trying to know from you is like, in which moments you felt that there was an additional pressure to handle. You know, for example, is there any event where you were like either on a stage or just online that you felt, man, this is my moment. You know, this is where I need to really like deliver and focus, or you never had this kind of a big challenge? How did it happen to you?
The only I can answer that. So I was gonna answer. I forgot the answer, but I just remembered one moment, like
Of course.
the one moment I really felt like, not really felt like, but like I felt like we weren't as good as I thought was when we played not as really good as we thought, but like I had a concern for our team was when we were playing the Q9 team.
Yes.
In the first round of the group stage in 2022, when on the control, when we were down 0-2 on that control, because if we lost this control, like we would have went down 2-1. Even though like we would have still qualified from this group, I was like, maybe this team, like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way this team is better than us, and I felt like a little like are we not as good as we think? And then I remember when we were down 0-2, I remember if you rewatch this match like on YouTube, you can see like I think it was Jez and me in 2 rounds got like 20 kills each to bring it back. Obviously, other guys were like playing and getting kills, but I just was like, we're not gonna let this happen. Like, there's no way, you know. And then once we won this control, Hacienda, we won the next map easily, and we won like the series easily. That's like one time I felt like nervous, like are we not nervous, but like are we really as good as we are, as we think?
Mm-hmm.
But there's never been a time where I didn't think that we were gonna win. I knew we were gonna beat this team Q9, but
yes.
Like for me, I never felt like it sounds egotistical me saying, but it's true. Like I never felt like we were ever gonna lose, or in any match I've played. Like I never felt like we were gonna lose in that 2022 team. In the 2021 team with like me, Marshy, Ben, Envy, like Parents, like and Challenge, like this team, like I wasn't so confident because we kept changing the lineups until the championship. And so we brought in Chalice, and then once we brought in Chalice, I was like, yeah, we're never gonna lose. Because I think it's important for like the person who's calling on a S&D or even control, like to like feel like confident the team's gonna win. Like if you're like if the person who's calling the shots like doesn't feel confident, I don't think you're gonna win any tournament. That's my statement.
Yeah, interesting. Yes, definitely. The dependency on a good shot caller is still something that marks the gaming, and cool. Nice to see. Nice to see how things went for you when it comes to, to being out there and challenging. And I want to ask you more a little bit about like the regions, because you were beginning to face the Asian teams on a higher frequency, and then I don't know. Would you say that you could see the Eastern teams coming up and dominating the scene like they are today? Because as we all know, we have Wolves as the world champions these days, and also we have Q9 as the mobile master champions. So the most important trophies these days are on China. So how did you feel? Like you were too focused on your team itself, or you also like kind of feared the Chinese in any kind of mode or maps? Do you have anything on that to bring to us as a memory? Like
when I played them in 2022?
Yeah, could you see them rising to the level they are today, or how do you see them? Like, they were beginning to make you fearful, or no? Not necessarily.
I'll say this. Like, I remember in 2020, every year someone has something to say, like negative about the best team, and at that time it was our team. So one of the things was people were saying that. And then people, like mostly everyone, they were saying they were gonna dominate S&D, or what was the third game mode? It was controls. Oh yeah, it was control. So they were gonna say they were dominating S&D, and I remember playing Q9 and Wolves in S&D, and I remember thinking, people were really saying this was the best S&D in the world. Like what? Like for me, it didn't feel like anything special. The only thing that we adjusted to that I saw was when we played the firing range. They were throwing the flashbangs like on our on the firing range. As I remember, you can watch this map. Also, they were like coordinating flashbangs on the A hit. So like for me, like we had like our default A push, and like they were like coordinating these flashbangs like perfectly, and I was like, this is something I haven't seen. But at the same time, like you adjust to that, right? And
Yeah.
once you make adjustments, you do good. And also in this firing, we should have won this like easily. There was just some stupid technical difficulties that like affected us in this game. Like we should have won. If you watched it, you should have won this like 7-1 or something. But anyways, or against the Wolves team when we played them, we actually played them twice. We lost the first time. I don't know if you remember on the S&Ds and that. It felt like playing different teams. They play differently, so obviously it feels weird like playing that team because they're doing like weird things. Like for example, throwing flashbangs. They're pushing things, but at the same time you adjust to that. And I'm just thinking when we played them. We won two.
You played them like on 2022, I guess, on the group stage day, and then
Yeah, so,
on day 2 you faced Wolves, right? I think that
yeah,
was.
so I was gonna say
yeah.
when we played Wolves, that we played out of the three S&Ds we played them, we won 2 of them. So I remember like thinking like, oh, like, I'm expecting something interesting, and the first time I played them, we won that. I mean, I'm talking about S&Ds, but my point, your question was, are they like? I forget. I already forget it.
You totally replied well to what I asked. Like I just wanted to know. I wanted to know if you could see the Chinese coming, to a very good level as they are today. And you told me yes. Like
okay,
you know why, Bolu? Because you just described how they use the flashbangs and the grenades, and they are doing precisely this in a more advanced way. These days, these guys, they are the best. Again, when it comes to the utility in the game and also their pace, there's a lot of elements we've seen these days that totally make them being the best on the world currently.
Yep.
Bolu, I want to ask you some stuff that our friends from the chat are bringing. I want to just say hi and give it a shout out to all of our friends who are watching us live now. So,
Yes.
hey, my friend
everyone.
Sulista, Rafa, Sydney, Ingrid, and yes, they are very welcome to talk to Bolu. Bolu, you have not been talking to, I would say, anyone live on Codm for a while, so it's an honor again to have you here.
Let me
and
pull up the chat here. Like, let's see.
Yeah. Take a look at what
Let's
our folks
see
are asking.
What people are saying. Let's see here.
There's T1 Ghost who asked, who was your favorite player? Oh, that's an interesting question. Did you have a favorite player to play with, Bolu? Like back then?
Favorite player.
On all these years, like a favorite guy to play with, someone fun to help you enjoy the game as well, as much as it's a work, but also you need to have fun as well.
Obviously, I enjoyed playing with everyone. I wouldn't team with anyone I didn't enjoy playing with,
Okay.
But
But like, let's say the funniest guy to hang with. Would you have a number one funniest mate to play with, or you just had fun with everybody?
The funniest one I played with was with this guy. Nero was playing number one funniest guy.
Nero? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy was making everyone laugh like every day. Like
Okay.
he was saying like the craziest things I can't say. Like this guy was just like very funny. I actually played with him in a different game. We actually won a world championship in a different game called Forward Assault.
Okay.
But this guy was very funny. But I'd say not my favorite, but like because it's like asking someone what's your favorite movie. But like if I was like recommend a movie or in the game, like if I was to recommend playing with someone, I would say Challenge would be my number one peak. Like if the guy like motivated Challenge is like easily like not easily, but someone like that will make your team maybe twice better. Because when I was playing with him in 2021, like he was kind of like secondary caller, and it's tough to find someone like that that's making secondary calls on SND. But he was giving me lots of ideas that I didn't have in any other team. So Challenge was the guy that really helped me, like help that team get to like the next level, I would say.
Yeah. Awesome. Nice. Cool. And what about the favorite map? Did you have a favorite map and mode? Tell us. I'm curious now. I guess
Favorite
no
map
one
and
ever
mode?
asked you this. It's been a while, I don't know, but tell us.
Like, well, in every team it changes. So in 2020, I remember what was our map and mode in 2020. I need to remember. I need to think.
I guess we had like fighting range. We had
No, I know the maps.
already
I'm just trying to think what our map vetoes were.
Oh
we
yeah,
always
of course,
chose.
of course,
Like,
of course.
for example, in 2022, we always went with fuck. What was it? I know in 2021 in the championship it was hardpoint firing range. That was the number one pick. We literally played this map 6 times in a row, and we went 6 for 6. I guess you can say in 2022 in the champs final it was hardpoint takedown was the map. Takeoff was the map. I said takeoff. Hardpoint takeoff.
Yeah.
But these are like the team's favorite. My favorite maps. My favorite maps was S&D firing range. Probably was my favorite map. I just loved this like map playing S&D. Hardpoint standoff was obviously a classic.
Yeah. Very beloved.
Control.
What about
map?
control? Did you like control raid? I don't know if you ever played a lot this combination or.
No, actually, like we were good in this, but I didn't like control red. I liked control standoff much better actually. That was much better. Oh no, sorry, control summit was my favorite. This was my best map on control. Yeah, so S&D firing range, control summit, hardpoint standoff would be like ideal series for me.
Nice. Good to know. So there's a nice question here. Of course, many of my Brazilian fans and of course followers and friends, they want to know if you're gonna get back to the competitive scene. Do you have any plans of being in touch again with the game, Bolu, either on a coach level or a gameplay level? What can you tell us?
Probably not. I mean, it's already too late to sign up for the World Championship. So actually, I can say no, but I remember in January I tried, like we were like not tried, but like thinking of making a team for this year with me and Childs, but obviously like it's a lot. Saying something is completely different than actually doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So obviously like I feel like if I was in the right team with the right players, I know I could do it again, but like at the same time like it's easier saying something than actually doing it. So that's like my answer, I guess you can say.
Cool. Yeah. So there it is. Would you love? This is another good question by Rafa in our chat here. He wants to know if you would love to get back into streaming on Trovo again, because Trovo was a special chapter for all of us, right? When it comes to streaming Codm, but like I remember seeing you a lot live in there. Do you miss streaming, especially on Trovo, or streaming Codm as a whole, Bolu?
Yeah, of course I miss streaming. I mean, I was talking to the channel like when I was like not doing anything at home, like pop up, when I wasn't playing tennis, I was streaming. So of course I miss like talking to people, like seeing their faces in the chat, having discussions like this while playing the game was fun. So yeah, of course there's times I miss it, but now like it doesn't make sense to stream anymore because I'm just so busy with school and tennis. But now it's summertime, maybe like if I'm back in the US, like I will stream maybe someday. 1 hour stream sometime.
Well, let us know. Whenever you want to go back live, let us know, because it's going to be fun to watch, to see you getting back on a gameplay. Cool, nice. So I think that match is kind of what another friend of ours brought here in the chat. I'm assuming that he's going to be an Indian Codm lover because of his name. Nitish Reddy is asking, do you still play some casual Codm these days, or you do not?
No, I don't play at all. I mean, the last time I played was probably in the stage 3 of last year.
So it's been a while, right?
Been a very long time actually. Yeah, but like even then, like yeah, stage 3 last time.
Okay, nice. I want to get back to one of the questions I was especially, prepping here to bring to you.
Yes.
Yeah, let's bring those smart, hard-ass questions
Yes,
to Bolu, ladies and gentlemen. And Bolu, I want to know, the thing is, you were behind like a lot of successful squads and lineups, as we know. So I need to ask you this. How did you manage to set up those teams? What are the tricks? What is your formula, to set up a successful team, make them like turn them into like a winning squad? What would you say? Like, what is the hint or idea you could give us on that today? Like, how would you set up a strong team? How did you do this in the past?
I mean, let's see, the three teams I had, like
Uh-huh.
the 2020 team. This team was like not fully made by me. Like, this team was like the only person I brought in for this team was Chalice.
Yeah.
Maybe you can say Nero, but I don't. He was already joining this team. This team was more like managed by Zim for most of the year until like the regional final we played in 2020, like the actual like day of the tournament. I remember like if I remember correctly, I don't know if my other teams like well, if I remember this, but like at this time, like I wasn't really making the calls. Like, I mean, there was times I was like in some tournaments, but like I wasn't like definitive like calling on S&D
Okay.
until like the actual day of like the original tournament when I think if I remember, I think it was the coach calling our S&D like while like watching the live like on someone's live. Then I was like, I can do this like not more effectively, but I think it's better if one of the players makes the calls. And I was calling in other games, like I have experience from, I know like what to do, and like I called for that team in like some other mobile making matches, and I stopped because like that team management, in my opinion, was very bad. But I remember like my first time calling was in this like tournament.
Okay.
And that's why, and then like, we won this tournament. I was like, well, I'm gonna continue doing this. If it's working, we're gonna continue doing this. So the point of build, I like got off track of the question. The point of building a good team is you want to play with players who want to play with you, is number one. So the team is not gonna work if you don't have each guy wanting to play with each other. What else? And number two is everyone has to be at a high level. Like obviously, like in each team, like if someone's not performing, like you got to find someone else.
Yeah.
You can see, like, I mean, I've had to like drop a few players, like during those times. And obviously, like you don't want to drop the guy like that's been playing with you for months. So like it's like the toughest decision.
It's
to do,
hard, right?
But for
Yeah.
like for the team to progress, like you need to make those decisions. So to make the best possible team, like I think number one, like the players want to play with each other. I think you'll get the best results if each person wants to play with each other. I think that's number one. I don't think there's really anything else besides that. If everyone loves playing with each other, I think your team will peak more than others.
Cool. I want to give a shout out to some special personalities over here in our chat today. Envy just dropped by and passed by in our channels. Envy's right here. If you want to ask him anything, Bolu, it's your time, it's your chance. Also, Envy, if you want to ask anything live here to Bolu.
Let me say something. Envy, I was in his city actually 2 days ago. I was in DC, and I'm actually going to DC on May 13th to the Union Station. So let's meet up.
Let's meet up. We are in America.
Let's meet up for a bit.
Let's have a coffee or a beer.
Yes, beer is good.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay, Envy and also Kali, right? As we know, Kali Gaming is a very, very talented Garena caster. He's also in our chat, so hello, mates. Thank you for stopping by. Of course, make sure to hit the like button and follow our channel and socials, because Gamer Nation these days is partnered up with Galaxy News and also Ace Gamers from Africa. So we have a lot of partners, and our podcast is, thanks God, growing a lot, growing fast in a cool way. I'm loving this. Cool. Okay, so Bolu, I got something to bring to you, which is you were just saying to us, just telling us that mindset was a very, very key factor on winning championships and having a successful squad, along with the level of the gameplay itself. So, looking at how the North American region is these days, I don't know. Of course, you have not seen much from what you told, but you told that change is a part also of the process, right? So you changed, you were behind the changes, and you never felt bad by changing. Of course, on the friendship level, we always may feel weird on dropping a friend, but if it was something necessary, you always did it. So how do you see changes on a gameplay level on Codm? Do you think the changes these days would be the same in the game? I don't know. What can you tell us about changing a squad and keeping the level? Was it hard for you to change a squad and then, staying strong after that? Or did you guys take a longer time to, get back to being a very solid team back then?
Are you asking what's the difficulties of changing players or?
Yeah. After yes, precisely. You got it. After changing a player, did you take a long time to adjust again to the synergy on playing? How did it go?
No, I'd say once you change a play and bring someone, you actually play better, because then the team morale goes high and you play much better. I can give some examples during the time I played. One example, so the first example is when we had this team, me, Aflows, Jez, Slothy, and Sizer. So we were winning every tournament. This was in 2021, January 2021 to May something. This team, you can look on Wikipedia the results.
Sure.
We were winning 30 something tournaments in a row. But the first 10 tournaments we won, we were playing and we were witnessing we had a guy named Sizer in the team whose level was dropping very badly, actually. There was, you can remember, if no one remembers, obviously I remember, but people don't remember. But there was 2 tournaments where he's obviously a great guy. I don't want to bash this guy, but there was one match he played in one half of domination he had 0 kills, and
wow.
We were dude, what are you doing? It's okay, and he was very upset about it, and it's okay, that happens. And then I remember we were playing Mobile Mayhem final against Zygnus. And it also happened again where he had 0 kills in a half. Actually, Marsh had 0 kills in a half of this domination also, I remember. But the point is his level was dropping far below than what it was. So the teams look we need to change. I was okay, we need to find someone replacement. And at that time the Washer guy was available. So we brought him in. This is North American roster changes right here, perfect example of how right, ridiculous. You're gonna see what I'm saying. So we brought in this guy Washer to replace Sizu. We played with him literally only for one day, 2 hours, and it was actually I feel so bad to do this, but he even uploaded the video joining Tribe Gaming. But then, the next day, we had the opportunity to get Forsaken and Hacks to the team. Okay. So we were well, we need to kick this guy to bring in those 2 guys. So what we did was I told it's probably the same message on Discord Washi has it probably. I said your services are no longer needed or something.
Oh no way.
Something like that.
Really?
But they were it wasn't that mean, but something like that. And
yeah.
It was there was no it wasn't because of his performance. It's just because at that time we thought Hikes and Forsaken was a better addition to our team than him.
Gotcha.
So that's one example of change. And then once we brought in Hikes and Forsaken, we won another 20 tournaments in a row. So the decision that I've made was what a team made. It's never a decision that I make. It's a team decision. If you bring in someone new, obviously it'd be a dictatorship if I made those decisions. I'm not going to bring in a guy that I only want to play with and no one else wants to play with. It's so stupid. So we brought Hex and Forsaken in, and we won those other 20 tournaments in a row, something like that.
Gotcha.
What else? Other examples, for example, when I went to drop a Slothy for Tectonic. Not drop, but sub Slothy for Tectonic. Other example, because Tectonic joined the team. Slothy wasn't playing at the highest level that we thought he could, so brought in Tectonic, and I think it was just better like role placing pacing, and that move turned out to be correct. Right, we won world championship. Right, so and we won like every tournament that year with Tectonic. Not that we didn't with Slothy, it's just that we thought we would be better with Tectonic. Um, but those are examples of change that benefited the team positively.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, that was an interesting story I didn't know about Washi. There it is. Very cool to have.
Maybe he has the video
inside
still on
ones.
YouTube. I don't know, but
Yeah, I'm gonna check out this one. Okay,
maybe, right? But yeah,
good to
this
know.
was a funny story.
And Bolu, when it comes to like becoming a multi-language professional, right? Like, how did it go for you from coming? You are Russian, right? Just to make
Yes,
sure.
yes.
Coming from Russia to America and becoming, a
But
guy that.
I was born in America. I never lived in Russia, so that's like don't worry
Oh.
about that. Yes,
Oh, yeah?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm American
Oh, all right.
citizen. I'm actually dual citizen, but I was born in America. Yeah.
Because
I don't-
everyone thinks, since we see Boris, I think everyone was like, all right, this guy's Russian. That's what we assumed
yes.
this whole time. Many people in the community always thought you were Russian. But okay.
I
so,
can speak fluent Russian. Like in
Oh, yeah?
the beginning stages of COD Mobile, I teamed with the full Russian team in Europe. Like
Oh, wow.
yeah. Yes.
Okay,
So,
nice. I mean, I was gonna ask you about precisely this. How did language work for you as another factor of gaming? You were always comfortable to like play, with guys all over, or
Yeah.
did you feel language was a challenge at any point, or no?
No, the only challenge for me was when I was playing with Russian players. It was kind of harder to communicate because I'm only speaking English, and when you don't practice your other language, it's kind of hard to gain rhythm, especially with Russian. Like it's a lot of rhythm. But no, I never had trouble with any of it. I was always staying in the U.S. Like I don't even sound Russian. I sound like American, but maybe a little bit of accent. But no, I never had any language troubles. No, no. This is what no. Yeah.
No, cool. Nice to know. And what was your hardest, let's say, the biggest sacrifice you had to do to dedicate your life to gaming? Is there anything you really like, you were like suffering to put aside to just be the best on the game, or?
Yeah, so the first year in 2020, like this ridiculous schedule that we had, like I was sacrificing sleep, my sleep. I can't say my health. I mean, I wasn't playing tennis this time, but I definitely looked much worse than I do now. Like now I feel like I'm healthy, but only in 2020 is when I felt like my worst, like physically and mentally.
Okay.
But then once I left that system or whatever management, I felt much better. I felt like free, and that ended up being the best decision I ever made, because then after that I won everything for 2 years. So, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. Good
That's
to
one
know.
that's like one thing I'm very like proud of, is like realizing that like I can do it like not myself, but like I know how to make like the best possible team to win. And that like proving it to myself like was very satisfactory. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's something that we all see from your path, your journey, being have been successful as you were. It's cool to see those examples, right? Because then you become a reference, and that's precisely what I want to ask you next. Do you see yourself, or did you see yourself as a reference when you were up there like winning stuff and getting to the gameplay streams and talking to your fans and followers? How did you feel about it? Did you feel like a special guy, like a reference to younger players?
You're making me feel like I'm like a celebrity or something.
But you were. I mean, but you kind of were, right?
What? Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, if other players are looking up, I don't think anyone who's playing, like, I mean, maybe a few. I don't know, but like for me, I never thought of myself as like someone to be looked up to. Like, I was at the same time, like I had my own like goals. Like I think every person like has their own goals, and I think if Envy is still in the chat, Envy is a good example. I remember Envy. He told me, he's like, Yeah, Bolu, I used to watch you while I was in the lunch break in my school, and we have the same hut. And I was like, maybe like that's very nice of you to say. So that's an example, I guess you can say. It's copying my HUD and watching me. So, um, but it feels good that people obviously feels good that people respect me and want to like not achieve what I achieve, but maybe achieve more than I achieve. But if people like if the players are like doing what I've done, like the mindset I could say, and then the strategy, then I'm very happy for them. I'd say do what I've like done and do more. Yeah.
Yes, okay, that's a nice way to put it. Cool, nice. All right, so some folks are asking if Bolu is returning to the competitive. I guess he already told us he's not getting
No,
back, right,
it's
Bolu?
impossible. Like I can't. It's because the World Championship already started. I didn't sign up for that. So,
Yeah,
no way I can play. Yeah, I'm sure you'll
yeah.
be asked that question like this whole time. So
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, my friends, our followers are gonna be very, very, very eager to know if eventually Bolu is heading back to the competitive. All right. So, what do you most miss about the community? This is something I want to ask you because we're talking about
we can talk about it again.
you
Nothing more.
because you were like streaming and having fun with your followers, etc. So, what is the the thing that you most miss about being in touch with your followers? Do you ever like eventually wake up in a day and get yourself asking, okay, I want to try to stream again or play again? Do you have this kind of thoughts or no?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think about like Call of Duty Mobile like a few times a week, maybe. Um, and with like the followers, of course, like I think about people who've supported me, how much I appreciate all of them. Like I wouldn't be like playing the game if I didn't have tens of thousands of people supporting our team, right? Um, so for that, I'm forever grateful, and like I think like 20 years down the line, I'll remember like who supported me the most in my time playing this game, and that's the people who like were saying nice things to me. I can say like I don't know how else to word people supporting you, and it makes me feel good. Yes, and that's what I'll remember like most.
Fantastic. Well, folks, that was it. That's why our gaming community is fantastic, because we get to talk live to many personalities, even legends who already were very, very, present and marking our community, such as Bolu. So appreciate your time today, Bolu. It was fantastic to have you here. I see that you are a very, very satisfied hero in the game. I can say it this way. You achieved a lot, so you seem very, very comfy with things as they are, and of course about your own history, which was fantastic. So I want to say thank you for being with us today. It was very, very fun to talk to you.
I wish we could talk more, but of course the time ends. And, yeah. I thought we were going to talk for another hour, but it's okay.
Well,
don't worry. Maybe next time.
But now I gotta ask you. Come on. Is there anything you want to tell us, like any funny story? Because now I want to know what you have not told us so far all over your Codm history that you want to bring to us. Is there anything we should know? Is there any funny thing to bring up to the folks? Come on. Now I'm curious.
Funny story.
Funny stories. Yeah, we all like funny stories, right?
Let's see.
Who was, for example, the
I don't know. I'm trying to, ask me something specific. I don't know. It's too. I can.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah, no, I understand. For example, I know who was the, let's say, who was the player that most farted when you guys were playing and training together? Those kind of funny things. Or who was the most loud in speaker? Who was the one that most snored during the night? Did you ever have to share bed with anyone? That's the kind of things we were.
Yeah, I remember rooming with Marsh, and he was never sleeping. I remember,
had insomnia.
I remember like in the 2022 tournament, like I would come to my room and like I'd like it would be like I'd wake up at like 5 a.m. and he wasn't sleeping, and I was like,
Oh.
"Where is this guy?" And it turns out he was just in the lobby, like sitting alone, and I was like, "What? Like what? Like why should be some sleep? Like we're about to play the finals, and he's 1 hour of sleep." So Marshy,
Oh,
I think
man.
was, I think Marshy was the guy that I think was indirectly very funny. He was doing like just I can't even describe it. Like he was just doing funny things, being indirectly funny. I think the most serious person on the team was uh, I'd say Tectonic maybe slightly more than me. I mean, by serious I mean like commitment,
Yeah.
like wanting like to do the most work was probably Tectonic. Because like they were always like VOD reviewing and stuff. For me, I don't think I've ever VOD reviewed in my life like while calling. I guess yeah. The only times I'd rewatch a match is the matches we won. You know, so I maybe like twice I watched something we lost, but um, for me, I always just knew we were gonna win. Like, and it sounds so egotistical to say, but just how I thought at that time. Um, yeah, I mean, I can go like down the list of like each player, like what they were doing, but I don't know if you wanna. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I want to know more.
What other
Yeah.
questions you have? I guess other than that,
Now,
like
now
now
that
we're
you
talking
said
more,
this,
which is good.
now that you said about you talked to us about Tectonic, and I want to know about Vague. How did you guys play together? Like, did you have fun? What do you make of him like as a mate in the team? Because last year, as we know, like Vague was a very interesting personality to say the least when it comes to like playing and defending the Western, and he was a very, how can I say, a very important guy, a very important player to, you know, setting fire on the community in the good sense, like, you know, also making other teams feel more competitive because they wanted to win against Vig. So Vig was this kind of, let's say, anti-hero last year. So how was it for you, like having him on the team? Did you guys have fun? If you want to say anything about him specifically.
Yeah, he was a good player. Like we had he did his job and like me and but I'd say like a lot of people say like we had like some argument like after and he didn't like me or something like that. But I mean yeah, you can say he was talking like a lot of bad things about me after. But then he came and messaged me saying like, look, like I'm sorry, like I didn't mean any of this. Like, are we good? And I said like, look, like we're okay. Like this is just at the end of the day, like it's just a video game. Like I respect you as a player. Like I hope you can tell your children one day you played with a Russian guy, you know, who played tennis
Cool.
like the game. But no, I respect him a lot. Like there's no problems between me and him. Like everything was good, I would say. But yeah, he's a good player, and I don't know, like he's playing like this. Like I don't know what team he's in, but I haven't seen him play in a while. But I from like the last I saw him playing, he was playing very well. So hopefully he can win this tournament. I hope so.
Yeah, cool. Okay, final question. I think it's a very interesting one, and it's gonna take us from the playing side of things to more of an analysis side of things. And it comes from my friend from Brazil, Nami. She's asking, Bolu, would you accept or would you participate as a commentator in a tournament if you were invited to do so? Would you like to commentate Codm, Bolu, one day?
If it's a big tournament, yeah, maybe. Like if they're paying me and flying me somewhere, how can I say no? You know,
you wanna
like,
travel, huh?
how can I say no? But like,
Cool.
cause for me, I'm doing other things. Like if it matches my schedule, I would. But
Of course.
like
Nice.
I think now, like competition is interesting now. I feel like I don't know. Like I haven't played the other teams, but like if I've seen like I don't know. I feel like that it's gonna be interesting to watch, like for other people who's gonna like people to watch like other teams this year. But me like gonna continue live and yeah.
It will be awesome. It will be fun.
We'll be chilling and maybe looking at results here and there, seeing what's happening. But like I don't think like I don't think North America will peak as much as it did like in 2022. I don't think it'll peak again, but I hope it will.
Okay, all right. So that was Bolu, my friends, my followers, our gents who are from Brazil, from all over the world. It was a pleasure to be here with Bolu, our legendary former NA captain of Tribe Gaming. Bolu, it was a pleasure, and I wish you all the best. I want to watch you playing tennis here in America, so whenever you want to come south, or I don't know, just let me know. It's gonna be awesome to be with you and have a beer.
If you go on ESPN Plus, you can actually watch me play. There's a conference tournament VOD. If you go on NCAA men's tennis, go MIAC Tennis Championship, and you can find me playing there if you want to watch. But
I want to do that. To be fair, what is the category? In which category are you playing?
Do you have ESPN Plus?
I'm gonna have to sign now.
Yeah, you're gonna sign up. It's but I'm saying like hit ESPN Plus, like you can watch me play, or in the future, like you can watch me play on a website called PlaySide some matches. But those matches are out there, Yeah.
Cool, nice. Yeah. All right, cool. It was good, folks. Thank you so much, everybody, for staying with us. Please like our stream here, follow the channel, and I'm gonna be bringing more personalities from the past, from the present, and from the future in our Gamer Nation Gaming Global podcast. It was a pleasure to be with you all. Have a fantastic Saturday and weekend, and see you soon.
See you soon, guys.